Hey everybody, it's me, Steve Schnee, the CD Junkie, and today I'm going to be talking about the Vapors box set, Waiting for the Weekend. But first off, I want to apologize for the mess. I am sort of moving things around again, like I normally do every few months. And yeah, these boxes are full of CDs, so I just have to figure out what's going where and how I'm going to fit it all in. But I wanted to talk about this. I know that I made a video when it was announced that it was coming out, but now I have it in my hands. Now, I bought it direct from Cherry Red Records, and one of the selling points of getting it through Cherry Red Records was you got an autograph postcard. Now, the only person missing in autograph land is Ed Bazalgette right here, but you do have Steve Smith, Dave Fenton, and Howard Smith, so you get 3 of the 4 Vapors autographs. So that's a cool little thing to add to your collection. I'll add that to my original Vapors LPs that I had signed back in 1981. But let's talk about the box set real fast. Now, first off, it sounds wonderful. If you are only familiar with Turning Japanese, you need to change that immediately. Don't stick with a single disc best of. This is everything that they released on the United Artists and Liberty label. So basically, the first 2 albums and the singles that came out, the A-sides, the single edits, it's pretty amazing. Now, before I tell you about the box, I wanted to remind you that in 2020, the Vapors put out one of the best albums of the year, if not the best album of the year, called Together, and that is available separately. But I want to talk about the box here. I'm going to show you what you get in the box, and I'll try to make this as quick as possible. First off, you get this cool little booklet here, and that's full of information and pictures and a whole lot of fun there. I won't go through the whole thing, but there you go. That's the booklet. Fantastic. The first disc is their debut album, Nuclear Days. And this is the album, of course, with Turning Japanese. And it's an absolutely wonderful album. You not only get the album, but you get all these bonus tracks. So this is the UK track listing, which features 2 tracks not on the American. And then these are all the bonus tracks. And includes the 7-inch single edit of Turning Japanese, which I haven't heard since I had the American 7-inch of that. And they cut out a whole verse, so it's nice to be able to get that. But you get the remix of News at 10, you get B-sides, and they had great B-sides, great A-sides. One of the greatest guitar pop bands of the era. In fact, one of my favorite bands absolutely of all time. They're up there in my mind with The Jam, Yachts, Squeeze, bands like that. Absolutely just stellar. This is a great album. And it's energetic and fun and catchy as hell. There's also previously unreleased material on there too. So that's an added bonus. That's more exciting. The second disc in the box is their album Magnets. Now, if you look at that album cover, that was actually created by the person who later went on to create Where's Waldo. And rumor has it, now I don't know if it's true, but rumor has it that Waldo was in there somewhere, but this is years before Waldo, so I'm not sure. I'm not going to waste my time looking for that because my eyes aren't very good anyway. But there, you get the full album. It sounds great, and you get all the single B-sides and the single edits and so much more unreleased. It's absolutely fantastic, wonderful. The third disc is Nuclear Days Alternative Versions, and you get demos and rough mixes and a whole lot of great tracks. And in fact, this is pretty much, I think, the entire Nuclear Days album in alternate form. And then it's followed by even more versions of the songs, demos, rough mixes, monitor mixes type thing. But it's really fantastic. And for a collector, it's very interesting because I've listened to these albums for 40 years constantly. And so it's neat to hear things that maybe didn't end up making the final mix or things that weren't even there during the rough mix. And but it's just a fascinating look at a great album. Then you get Magnets alternative versions. Now I got a question. Shouldn't it be alternate versions? Because alternative is more, I don't know. But anyway, you don't get the full album Magnets in alternate form. You get various songs, and I'm not one to look at this box and go, oh, it's missing that or whatever. This has everything that was released in terms of on Liberty and United Artists. All the other stuff, the demos and alternate versions for magnets. I've never heard them before, and I wish there was an alternate mix of Daylight Titans, but you know what? I'm glad of the stuff that's on here. And there's even a 1979 live show. So that, again, is jam-packed with material. So you get all of that inside this wonderful box set, Waiting for the Weekend. It sounds great. They're purely one of the greatest guitar pop bands. Like I said, if you've never heard anything beyond Turning Japanese, you really need to fix that because they are fantastic. Waiting for the Weekend, the Vapors box set is available now. Check it out. And I'm sure that if you order it through Cherry Red, they might still have some of the autographed postcards. And don't forget, while you're out there on the internet, to order Together, the latest Vapors album. It's their third album, the first in nearly 40 years, and it picks up where they left off, and it's just as good as these two albums. So that's it. I appreciate you allowing me to talk about the Vapors. I appreciate you hanging out with me for a little while. Remember to like, comment, share, subscribe, and to ring that bell for future notifications. And until the next time, remember me. I'm Steve Schnee, the CD Junkie.